So this week, in fact, the very first morning of Cannes, Stagwell made an announcement about a very important strategic partnership that we have just entered in between Stagwell, represented by Code and Theory, and Anzu. So representing us today, both of you, we have Craig Elimeliah, who is the Global Chief Creative Officer of Code and Theory, and we have Itamar Benedy, who is the founder and CEO of Anzu, a company that I personally have been involved with for 5 years.
Very long time. Yeah.
Very long time. An incredible company. We're going to let him describe what they do. This is a very important, for us, was a very important announcement, and we think it has a lot of opportunity. So why don't you start, Itamar? Just give us a minute explanation of what you do. And I think the beauty of what you do is it actually can be described in a minute, because that's how cool it is.
Yeah. So hi everyone, and thank you for being here. Thank you for the partnership. So we are in the last 7 years building technology to make gaming an advertising medium. There is a lot of opportunities in gaming that are today marketers are not taking advantage of, from bringing data and analytics and measurement and attribution, programmatic, and a lot of what the digital advertising world stands for in the gaming world. So very excited to be here and unleash this partnership.
And Craig, why was this important?
Look, we live in a world now where you can't just activate on one customer touch point. You have to activate on every single customer touch point. Gaming is, I would argue, gaming is probably one of the top 3, maybe even top customer touch point right now. People are gaming now more than ever.
Right, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, in the United States alone, you're touching 45 million unique consumers, unique players.
Correct. And one thing about gaming is that, yeah, there's 3.5 billion gamers out there playing every month a game, but many gamers will not identify themselves as gamers. There's the hardcore gamers, the casual gamers, but if you're playing a game, you are a gamer.
And so how do you feel about that? How do our customers, how do our clients feel about that?
I think our clients want to enter the space. They want to be able to activate in gaming. Now you have to remember, gaming is a very high fidelity environment. It's beautiful. So to create an ad on a gaming platform has to be just as immersive, just as beautiful, just as exciting. So for us, that's super exciting, because it's a canvas to do what we do best, which is create these types of immersive experiences. Gaming is probably the only platform where you can really kind of blow out the aperture in terms of what you can do creatively.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the immersive issue. So you're right. I mean, the best games are incredibly immersive. All my friends know that my wife allows me to play a half hour at a time. And of course, the famous story is that she wants to give me a half hour, came back after 6, and I was still playing the game. And when she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "You gave me a half hour." And I had no idea that much time had gone by. It is we know that. It's a very immersive environment. But most advertising that has gone into even the best games has always been something that had to be hard-coded into the game. So it was at best once a year it came out, and it was all flat.
Exactly.
So what's different?
It was nothing more than a logo. So imagine inserting a brand into a game in a meaningful way, where it becomes part of the game, it becomes part of the experience. It's not pausing the experience for people, it's not standing in the way of somebody enjoying what they're doing, whether it's playing football, sports, first-person shooter. Gaming is a place where ads should not be disruptive. I think they should actually be additive to the experience.
Part of the game.
Part of the game.
So Itamar, what's different today? Why have this partnership with us and Code and Theory and Craig?
So today there's 2 ways of how brands activate in gaming. Or there is more like low touch, programmatic, which is easy to activate but doesn't really unleash the big creative opportunity. Then there's high touch, and historically it was building custom worlds in gaming. Now, the joke of these types of amazing creatively executions that the only data the brand will get is the invoice. And so we want to bring more sophistication of helping brands understand the value of being in the game, the audiences in the game, the user journey of what's happening out of the game, but also in the game. So like I'm really excited of being able to bring our technology to leverage great creative execution. And what we were missing historically is the creative minds of code and theory to be able to leverage our technology and incorporating great creative executions with great technology that helps brands understand better the gaming opportunity. And we like to call gaming the last media frontier, because if you think about it, there is like not too much of innovation in CTV, in social media that you can do today. In gaming is early days, there's a lot you can do.
Wide open.
Yeah.
So let's talk about data and analytics. As we know, all of our clients, all of our companies, everybody's interested in data, everybody's interested in analytics. As Mark Penn always says, data is actually a cheap commodity. It's the analytics that are really credible and really incredible. Now, we know, of course, that there is no way to do data and analytics in gaming, except that's not true.
Right.
So what do we know? Why is Anzu important for that?
Yeah, so we built the first ever 3D analytics technology solution. We have a patent on that, where we can in real time recognize brand and content in a 3D world. And this is for us like was very meaningful, because a lot of what make digital advertising such a success is the ability to measure and target and understand the audiences. But historically, the gaming world went against the advertising world instead of using the advertising technology capabilities and know-how and making it better. So like our technology now allows you to have a better understanding in the 3D complicated gaming world about the advertising opportunities.
Greg?
I think it's really important because gaming reveals so much more about those customers. I mean, we know that a single person is not just a single persona. There are a spectrum of identities, and gaming especially, and we've seen this, gaming people take on different identities. They take on avatars. They become different versions of themselves. And as storytellers, we want to know all the different versions of a person, because we want to be able to present them with content and experiences that complement those different versions of who they are. So from an analytics standpoint, to me, we haven't even scratched the surface of what you can unlock, because gaming has so much intention involved in it. So when you're able to track and see what people are doing within a gaming environment, you're getting so much more of a robust picture of who that person is, and then it cascades across every other platform. So gaming can kind of be the proxy for everything. It doesn't have to just be relegated to itself, and that's how we see things. Everything's connected.
And like, I believe we're going to see a shift from the Mad Men days to digital advertising, and now from the 2D world to the 3D world, where gaming is where there is today scale of 3D interactions. It's going to be bigger than gaming. It's going to be AR and XR and VR and autonomous cars and cloud gaming and using game engines as reality engines out of gaming. But the fundamentals of analytics and measurement in a 3D world will stay the same. And so I think like marketers who will be early adopters will not only benefit from the gaming opportunities, but also from like being ready for this 3D world where I believe in 5 years from now, it will maybe be lenses or glasses, or I'm not sure what was going to be the hardware. People will move most of their internet-based interactions to a 3D world.
So let's take a quick shift. This really is for you, Itamar. There's two ways to buy advertising, and you've pioneered in both. But maybe just say a very quick word for our audience. I think it would be interesting for them to understand.
So intrinsic in-game banner, intrinsic in-game video.
Which is the simplest.
Yeah, like low touch. It's a banner or a video, but it's like it's inside the game. It can be a billboard, it can be a poster in a building. So it's the same banner, easy to activate, same way you'd activate like on programmatic and with the DSPs. Just it's part of the game, but you get all the assurances and measurement and attribution and you understand how the dollars work for you. And we see a lot of inefficiencies, a lot of where the programmatic ad dollars are going today. So that's one side of the house. And then the more high touch, like more creative, like interactive gaming packages and gaming opportunities where Code in Theory will take the lead and will incorporate our technology and bring that to market.
So last question, I think that'll build off of your last piece. So we're here at the Cannes Lion Festival. We're coming to you, and you can see it in the background, from Stagwell Sports Beach. This is our sport beach, is just the most incredible place here, full of energy. It's amazing. What is the connection between live sports, and we have every athlete in the world on stage here with us and our marketing people. What's the connection between the 3D world of gaming and live sports?
Games. They're games. Play. And I think the sport world has been one of the only places in which it's been truly mirrored on gaming platforms. People watch sports and they enjoy sports because it allows them to be bigger than they are, and then they jump on a game, and then they can embody their favorite athletes, and they can play as athletes or create their own avatars, and it puts people in the game. To me, there's no tighter relationship between gaming and sports.
It makes the 3D world real. But what about bringing the real world into the 3D world?
First, about the sport beach, amazing execution. I was excited to see Frank Lampard, like a legendary Chelsea football player, here yesterday. I believe that video game is going to disrupt sports sponsorships. I believe a lot of the activations of brands with the leagues, with the teams in the physical stadiums, the same experience will come to the video game, to the official game of a specific league. And there's a massive opportunity there that we're working with some of the leagues, and we have some of the sport teams as investors in this journey with us. So very excited about sports sponsorships, video games, and how it all really connects together.
Good. Well, thank you both. I know that our clients and our soon-to-be clients are really excited about this opportunity. We've already pulled down one brief from someone who is not a client yet, but who was so excited yesterday by the announcement and by the opportunity that they've already given us a brief to work on, which we're very excited about. We expect that that's just the first of many. Itamar, you've done a great job with Anzu. I'm very proud of you. Craig, this is great. And
this is amazing.
I'm just so happy that we were able to make this deal. And this is David Sable coming to you from Stagwell Sports Beach at Cannes, the Lions Festival. It's absolutely amazing, and stay tuned because you're going to hear a lot from these two guys over the coming year.